Welcome to the SolveForEarth.ai podcast, your gateway to the groundbreaking world of artificial intelligence solutions for the planet's most urgent challenges. From climate action to equity, sustainability, and beyond, we explore how AI is transforming ideas into impact. Whether you're ready to kickstart your passion project or want to stay ahead on global solutions, we've got you covered. Tune in, get inspired, and be part of the change. Listen, comment, and share because together we can solve for Earth.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we're really going deep on how the UN Environment Program, UNEP, is using AI to take on some pretty massive environmental problems.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I mean, think about this. They're using AI to track methane leaks.
Oh, yeah.
And help countries actually put a dollar value on their forests and their rivers and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with this whole valuing nature thing.
Okay.
I was reading about a tool called ARIES for Sea Explorer. Have you heard of this?
Yeah. So
What is that all about?
ARIES for Sea Explorer. So imagine being able to put like an actual dollar amount on clean drinking water or flood protection from wetlands. All of those things we get from a healthy ecosystem.
Yeah.
This tool does exactly that.
Wow.
It uses AI to help countries understand the economic and social value of their natural capital.
Okay, now when you say natural capital, are we talking about like forests and rivers and all of that?
Exactly. It helps us recognize that nature isn't just there to be pretty, it provides services that are essential for our economies and well-being. So when countries can put an actual dollar figure on those things, they can start making smarter choices about how they manage their resources.
So instead of just saying protect the rainforest, we can say this rainforest is worth, I don't know, $1 billion because it provides all this clean water and prevents soil erosion.
Right. Makes it a lot easier to justify, right?
Yeah, totally. It makes a much stronger argument than just saying save the trees.
Right.
So it's more than just an idea then, it's actually being used.
Oh yeah, this is already being used.
Wow.
Multiple countries in Africa, Botswana, Ghana, and Uganda are all using ARIES for Sea Explorer to help make decisions.
That's amazing. So we're finally speaking the language that policymakers understand.
Exactly.
Dollars and cents.
You got it.
So that's how AI is helping us value nature. What about methane?
Okay.
It's a greenhouse gas, but why is UNEP so focused on it?
Well, methane is actually way more effective at trapping heat than carbon dioxide. And get this, huge amounts of methane are leaking from oil and gas installations all around the world.
Seriously, that's a huge problem.
It is a huge problem.
So where does AI come in?
So UNEP is using AI to take the data from satellites and sensors to pinpoint those leaks. It can do it incredibly fast and incredibly accurately.
So they can literally see it happening from space and then take action immediately.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the faster you can find it and fix it, the less methane escapes into the atmosphere.
Makes sense.
One of the fastest ways to actually slow down global warming.
Okay, less methane, healthier planet.
Right.
I'm really starting to see how powerful AI can be.
Yeah.
Now, what about Environment GPT? I read a little about this.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? Like an environmental chatbot?
It's even better than that.
Yeah.
Just imagine having access to this huge encyclopedia all about environmental issues, and it's all from sources that UNEP scientists trust. That's Environment GPT.
So if I want to know anything about climate change, pollution, whatever,
Yeah.
I can just ask Environment GPT.
Absolutely. And the information is all coming from reliable sources, so you know what you're getting is accurate.
So it's like having a huge team of environmental experts at my fingertips.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's pretty amazing. It's a game changer if you really care about the environment.
Yeah, definitely. It really shows how AI can help people be more informed and make good decisions about the planet.
Okay, so AI is helping us value nature, track methane, and access reliable information about the environment.
Yeah.
What else is in this AI toolbox?
Well, UNEP is starting to see how AI can be used to respond to disasters.
Oh, wow.
Imagine, AI could analyze weather data in real time to figure out which areas are most at risk for things like floods and wildfires.
That would be incredible. It could save so many lives.
Exactly.
Wow.
They're even looking at how AI could help organize rescue efforts using drones, or even design infrastructure that can handle extreme weather.
So AI could really be like a guardian angel,
Yeah.
protecting us from disasters.
It's still early days for the research, but the potential is massive. UNEP is working with other groups like the International Telecommunication Union and the World Meteorological Organization to really dig into how AI can transform disaster response.
Those are some pretty big partners.
Yeah, they are.
I guess they're laying the groundwork for some really big changes in this area.
Definitely.
It's not just about protecting the environment itself then, it's about protecting the people who depend on it.
Exactly.
I am really impressed by all of this. It seems like they're constantly finding new ways to use AI for good.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I did read that they're using AI to help governments spend their money more sustainably.
Oh, yeah.
How does that work?
Okay, so, governments spend a lot of money on infrastructure and energy and all sorts of things that have a big impact on the environment.
Right.
UNEP is using AI to figure out how to make those investments greener.
So instead of building another highway that causes more traffic and pollution, they can invest in public transit or renewable energy.
Exactly. It's all about using AI to make sure we're building a sustainable future.
That's amazing. So AI is helping make smarter spending choices.
Right.
Okay, what else?
Well, they're using AI to track how we're doing on the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, those 17 goals for a better world.
Oh yeah, the SDGs. Everybody's talking about the SDGs these days.
Right.
Okay, so where does AI fit in?
UNT has this AI tool called the SDG meter. It analyzes things like policy documents and reports and actually scores them on how well they line up with the SDGs.
So is it like an automatic report card for the SDGs?
Yeah, you could say that.
So we're making sure we actually live up to what we're saying.
Right, and making sure that all 17 goals are getting the attention they deserve.
That is brilliant. So it's like having an AI accountability partner keeping us all on track.
Yeah, I like that.
This is all pretty mind-blowing. AI is being used for everything, from valuing nature to making sure we're actually working towards a better future.
It really shows how much potential AI has.
It does, but I have to ask,
Yeah.
doesn't AI have an environmental cost?
Yeah.
It needs a lot of computing power.
You're right. That's a really important point, and it's something that UNEP is definitely thinking about.
Okay, good.
They're working hard to use AI sustainably. They've issued guidelines on responsible AI and are trying to minimize the footprint of these technologies.
It's good to hear.
Yeah.
So it's not just about solving problems then.
Right.
It's about solving them in a way that doesn't create new problems.
You got it.
This has been an incredible conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
UNEP is really pushing the limits of what's possible with AI, but what are some things that you're most excited about?
Oh, there are so many. But one that sticks out is their work using AI to monitor deforestation.
Yeah.
We're losing forests so quickly. It's terrible for the climate. It's terrible for biodiversity.
Yeah.
But now, imagine having like a watchdog watching over our forests 24/7.
Wow.
That's what UNEP is doing.
So they're using AI to watch over our forests. How does that even work?
Well, they're using it to analyze satellite images and to look for signs of deforestation.
So it's looking for any changes in the forest over time.
Exactly. It can see things like areas where trees have been cut down, or roads being built, or even subtle changes in the colors of the trees that might mean they're sick.
So instead of just hoping that someone will notice these things from the ground, we can see it all happening from space and then respond more quickly.
Right, and that speed is super important. The faster we can respond, the more forest we can save.
That makes sense.
But they're not just using satellite images.
Oh.
They're also using drones, sensors on the ground, and even getting reports from local communities.
So they're really getting information from everywhere.
Yeah, and AI helps put it all together and figure out what the biggest threats are.
Wow, that's really amazing. It's like having this global network of detectives watching over our forests. Now, you also mentioned that UDP is using AI to make agriculture more sustainable.
Yeah.
Can you give me some more details on that?
One of the biggest things they're doing is called precision agriculture.
Okay.
And that uses sensors and AI to optimize every aspect of farming, like when to plant, how much water to use, how much fertilizer.
So you're really getting the most out of every acre.
Right, exactly.
While minimizing damage to the environment.
Yeah, for example, AI systems can look at the soil conditions, the weather, and even the health of the crops. And that can help farmers figure out the best time to plant, how much water and fertilizer to use, even which parts of their fields need the most attention.
It's like a personal farming coach then.
It is, and it really helps farmers to increase what they're growing and reduce their impact on the environment.
That's great for everyone then.
Yeah.
Are there any other ways they're using AI in agriculture?
Well, they're also using it to develop new crops that can handle climate change. Climate change is already impacting agriculture, more droughts and floods and extreme temperatures.
Yeah.
But AI can help us develop plants that are better able to survive all of that.
So you're talking about like super crops
Yeah,
that can thrive in a changing climate.
exactly. AI can analyze a ton of data to find genes that make a plant more tolerant to drought and heat. So we can actually breed crops that are ready for the future.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is.
It sounds like AI is giving us the tools we need to face a changing world.
Right.
But I am curious, we've been talking about how UNP is using AI,
Yeah.
but are they using AI for things like administration or communications too?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
They're using AI to streamline a lot of their work. For example, they're using AI to automate some administrative tasks,
Okay.
like processing grant applications and writing reports.
So that frees up their staff to focus on the bigger picture?
Exactly. Let the AI handle the repetitive stuff and let the humans focus on the complex problems that require human creativity.
That's a great system. What about communications?
Well, they're using AI to tailor their message to different people.
Oh, interesting.
For example, they can use AI to analyze what someone is reading online and then send them messages about climate change or biodiversity that are specifically relevant to them.
So they're making sure their message is actually reaching people,
Exactly.
making it easier to understand too.
Right. Breaking down these complicated issues into something that anyone can grasp.
That's brilliant.
It is.
So they're really using AI to connect with a global audience.
They are.
But all this AI needs data to function. How is UNP making sure they have all the data they need?
So that's something they're really focused on, and they're doing it a few different ways.
Okay.
First, they're partnering with organizations that already have expertise in data, like NASA for satellite data, or universities all over the world for data on biodiversity.
So it's a big collaborative effort.
It is.
They're also investing in their own data collection.
Yeah, they're using new technologies like drones and sensors to collect data in places that are hard to reach.
Okay, so they're constantly expanding how they collect data.
Exactly.
What else?
They're also trying to make environmental data more accessible. They're creating open source data platforms so that researchers and policymakers can share information more easily.
Open data is so important.
It is.
It allows everyone to work together.
It really does.
Okay, so it sounds like UNEP is taking a really comprehensive approach to AI,
Yeah.
thinking about not just the technology, but also the ethics and the impact on people.
They are.
It's amazing to see how much they're doing.
It is.
So we talked a lot about the specifics, but I do want to hear your bigger thoughts on the impact of AI on the environment.
Yeah.
Do you think AI has the power to be a real game changer in fighting climate change and other environmental challenges?
I absolutely do.
Wow.
It has the potential to completely change how we understand and manage environmental problems. It can help us understand complex systems, predict what's going to happen in the future, and make better decisions.
But like we said, it's a powerful tool.
Yeah,
It can be misused.
exactly.
So how do we make sure that AI is used responsibly to help the planet?
That is the big question.
What are your thoughts on that?
We need to have strong ethical guidelines for using AI, and those rules need to be embedded in our laws and policies.
And we can't just let it be a free-for-all.
Right.
We need rules.
I need to think ahead and be prepared to adjust our approach as AI evolves.
It's an ongoing conversation.
It is.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. I really appreciate your insights.
Of course. Happy to do it.
Now, before we move on, I did want to touch on one more thing.
Okay.
We talked about how UNEP is using AI, but what do you think the future holds for AI and the environment? Are there any new trends or technologies you're excited about?
So there's a lot happening, but one thing I'm really interested in is citizen science.
Okay.
Getting the public involved in science.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to collect data and raise awareness about environmental issues.
Okay, so how's AI involved in that?
UNEP is developing platforms that allow citizens to contribute to environmental monitoring projects. Like, let's say there's a project tracking plastic pollution on beaches.
Okay.
People could take pictures with their phones, and then AI can be used to analyze those pictures and identify the different types of plastic,
Wow.
see where it's coming from, and even come up with solutions.
So you're crowdsourcing data
Exactly.
and then using AI to make sense of it all.
It's a win-win. People feel empowered to help, and we get really valuable data that can inform policy decisions.
It's amazing to see how technology can get people excited about protecting the planet.
It is.
Are there any other trends you're watching?
Yeah, one other is the development of AI-powered sensors that can monitor the environment in real time.
We did touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, we did, but it's worth talking about more because it's a game changer.
Okay, so tell me more. How would these sensors work?
Imagine these little sensors all over the planet. In forests, oceans, cities.
Wow.
They could track things like air quality, water quality, temperature, everything.
So it's like having a global checkup.
Right. And since they're all connected to the internet, we can get that information immediately.
So it's like we have these environmental guardians all over the planet, keeping an eye on things for us.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we can respond to problems quickly.
Right.
We could even create early warning systems for natural disasters.
Exactly.
That's incredible. But of course, we have to make sure this technology is being used responsibly.
Of course.
We need to protect people's privacy, make sure the sensors can't be hacked.
Right. All of that is important.
This has been an incredible conversation.
Yeah, it has.
We've covered so much, from specific projects to emerging trends to ethical considerations.
It's been quite a journey.
Now, before we go, I do want to get your final thoughts.
Go ahead.
What are the key takeaways for our listeners? What do you really hope people will remember?
I think the most important takeaway is that AI has the potential to be a powerful tool for good, especially when it comes to protecting our planet. We've seen how UNEP is using it to address some of the biggest problems we're facing: deforestation, pollution, climate change.
But AI itself isn't the solution, is it?
Right. It's all about how we use it. We need to be responsible, we need to be ethical, and we need to understand both the potential and the limitations of AI.
Those are all such important points, and it's great to see UNEP really leading the charge here,
It is.
combining technology with sustainability.
They're really setting an example for the rest of the world.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well, that's about all the time we have for this part of the deep dive.
Okay.
We'll be back to explore even more of the ways that AI is being used to protect our planet, so stay tuned.
Sounds good. It's pretty amazing to see how UNEP is tackling all these different challenges.
Yeah, it really is.
And you know what? It really strikes me how they're using AI to kind of connect the dots between all these different environmental problems.
Oh, interesting. What do you mean by that?
Well, for a long time, we've been trying to solve environmental problems in these separate little boxes, you know? Like climate change over here, biodiversity loss over there, pollution somewhere else.
Right.
But they're all connected.
Yeah.
And AI can help us to finally see those connections and come up with solutions that actually work.
We can't just assume that technology will solve all our problems for us.
Right. We need to be actively involved in shaping how AI is used.
And making sure that it aligns with our values.
Exactly. We have a responsibility to use this technology wisely and for the benefit of all.
Well said. And I think UNEP is setting a great example of how to do that.
I agree. They're showing the world what's possible when we combine cutting-edge technology with a deep commitment to sustainability.
It's been a fascinating and inspiring journey, and I hope our listeners are feeling energized and ready to take action.
Me too. There's so much work to be done, but I'm optimistic about the future.
I am too. Thanks again for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI and the environment.
It's been my pleasure.
And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back soon with another fascinating deep dive. Until then, stay curious.
Thank you for tuning into the solveforearth.ai podcast. We hope you're leaving with fresh insights and inspiration to take action and make a difference. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, and all our social media platforms for more groundbreaking discussions on how AI is shaping a better future. Together, we can drive real change for the planet and its people. Until next time, keep solving for Earth.